Hello everyone, welcome to a new English lesson. I am Tatiana Olaru and today we will begin a series of 5 lessons about family and friends. The first lesson is dedicated to the most important thing in our life, which is family. The family is one of nature's masterpieces, said George Santayana. We will discuss about this quotation later on in this lesson. So, today, you will read 3 tongue twisters with the sound the. You will learn conversational formulas when asking for permission. You will learn new vocabulary about family and we will use it in context. We will read a text for comprehension and do practical tasks. And you will learn how to use present simple after conjunctions if, as soon as, when, till, and other conjunctions. And because in this lesson everything is connected to family, we will begin with tongue twisters that are related to the members of the family, the most important ones. So this is the first tongue twister featuring the sound the. So the words that contain the sound the are mother, father, gathered, and together. So I will read for you. Mother and father gathered everything together. The next tongue twister contains the words other, brothers, their, fathers, mothers, brothers. So the second tongue twister is thank the other 3 brothers of their fathers, mothers, brothers' side. Let's go to the third tongue twister is here, and the underlined words contain the sound the. Let's read these words. Mother, father, leather, feather, weather, they, tethered, and together. Now let's read this tongue twister. A mother and father, called Leather, had children as light as a feather. When the weather was rough, they weren't heavy enough, so they had to be tethered together. Good job! Well, people who care about each other are a family, right? There are families in every community around the world. So let's reflect on a couple of questions about family. So here is the first. Do mothers or fathers have more influence upon children? So you may have the answer to this question by looking at the relations in your family. Anyways, both parents have an influence upon their children, even if they don't admit it sometimes. Are mothers or fathers more worried about daughters? So parents always worry about their children, so it doesn't matter if it is their son or their daughter, so there is no strict answer to this question. Well, what is your case? I have mentioned at the beginning of the lesson a quotation written by George Santayana, who was a philosopher, a poet, an essayist, and a novelist. He said that the family is one of nature's masterpieces. So, the family is definitely a fabulous phenomenon. In my opinion, family is the most important thing in our life, because all our life we live within a family. And even if sometimes we have problems that we cannot cope with, there will still be a family to turn to for love, compassion, and understanding. And as every great masterpiece, the family will remain in our soul forever. So, good manners play a very important role in the life of a family as well as in the social life. Asking for permission to do something takes many different forms. For example, you may need to get permission to do something, or you may ask your brother or sister for permission to take something that belongs to them, or maybe you need to ask a teacher to go out or to leave the room for a moment or two. So remember to use polite forms when asking for permission to do something, or use an object as you are asking a favor of that person. So how to ask permission in English? How to ask for permission? So we have polite forms when asking for permission, in formal situations and informal. Let's look at them one by one. And later on, I will share an example of a conversation that includes such formulas. Could I possibly? And we have the example. Could I possibly close the window? It is a little cold in here. The next one, may I plus verb. So, may I have another piece of pie? Or may I go out? Do you think I could plus verb? Do you think I could use your cell phone? Would you mind if I verb in the past? So, would you mind if I took a 5-minute break? So, these are the formal situations. Let's go to informal situations. Can I plus verb? It is very informal. Can I go out tonight? Is it all right if I plus verb? Is it all right if I go out tonight? It's the same situation, but it is written differently. With your permission, can I plus verb? With your permission, can I take your laptop for 5 minutes? Do you mind if I plus verb? Do you mind if I ask you a question? Okay, so now I will show you the example that I have made, including some of these formulas. Look, excuse me, Mom, can I use the computer, please? No, dear, you can't. It's time to go to bed. May I read a story before I sleep? Sure, but try to sleep early. Thanks a lot, Mommy. Okay, so now, do you mind if I ask you about the other members of your family and what you do around the house? So when I speak about family, I mean about different relatives or relations. So, the blood relatives, of course, they are mother, father, sister, brother, twins, and their other members. Then we have distant relatives or distant relations. For example, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, stepmother, stepbrother. Okay, so when we speak about family, we speak also about chores. Keeping a household neat and orderly takes a team effort from every member of the family. Well, the chores you can do are multiple. You may be responsible either for the kitchen, where you can do washing dishes, or you can cook, for example, or you can take care of your room, where you make your bed, where you dust. Okay, then washing, ironing, and putting away laundry can take a lot of time out of your day. Cleaning and sweeping of the floors is important too, as well as vacuuming. So this is what every member of the family does. So it helps with different chores, it helps the members of the family, and they watch over or care for. When we speak about entertainment, the family can also share nice and less nice moments when spending time together. Okay, so we have the words to treat, to grieve. Yes, the members of the family grieve together sometimes. They keep laughing. Someone may keep someone else laughing. They are friendly. Okay, so now that you know these words, let's put them into practice. Let's practice this vocabulary. And I have prepared some sentences for you. Look at these sentences. The son of my brother is my... So you have to reflect a little bit. It is not very difficult. These are words that you already know. My brother's mother is my... Your grandfather's son is your sister's husband is your. Okay, so if you are ready, let's check the answers. So the first one is nephew. The son of my brother is my nephew. My brother's mother is my mother. Your grandfather's son is your father. And your sister's husband is your brother-in-law. Okay, so now I have some questions for you. Look at the screen. Why are the sisters alone? Let's see in the text for the answer. So we can't tell you how happy your last letter made us feel. We get sad sometimes with you so far away, but we miss you and want you to come home as soon as possible. So it's clear that their parents are far away. That is why they are alone. The next question, what does Joe do to help Margaret? Let's find the answer in the text. Joe helps me with the sewing and insists on doing all sorts of hard jobs around the house. Question number 3. What can you say about Beth and Amy? Beth is as regular about her tasks as a clock and never forgets what you told her about being good. She is sad that you and father are both away and is very serious when she plays the piano. Amy minds nicely and I take good care of her. She does her own hair and I'm teaching her to accessorize her clothes. She tries very hard and I think you will be pleased with her improvement when you come home. So this is a very detailed answer to the question. The next one, who keeps the girls merry? So our cousin Laurie watches over us like a motherly old hen and is very kind to us. He and Joe keep us laughing or merry, for we get sad sometimes with you so far away. And the last question is, why do the girls feel like orphans? Why do the girls feel like orphans? So, we can't tell you how happy your last letter made us feel. We get sad sometimes with you so far away, and we are all well and busy, but we miss you and want you to come home as soon as possible. So, it is actually these things that they feel, so that is why they feel like orphans. They are alone and they have only cousin Laurie to take care of them. So, first, rude, glad, young, bad, to remember, cry, free, often, each, present and keep. Let's see the synonyms. First is the last. Rude, as regular as a clock. Glad, sad. Young, old. Bad, kind. To remember, to forget. Cry, laugh. Free, busy. Often, sometimes. Each, both. Present, away. And keep, give. If mother and father come home soon, the girls will be happy. In case they don't, the girls will grieve. In this section of the lesson, we will speak about such sentences. Look at the screen. We will have to use present simple after conjunctions. If, as soon as, when, till, until, after, before, in case, in clauses of time and condition referring to the future. And I have said, if mother and father come home soon, the girls will be happy. So I mentioned if. Let's see an example. If I come on time, mom won't scold me. The next example is, as soon as father buys a new car, we will go on a trip. So the conjunctions in these two examples are if in the first and as soon as in the second. So this is the rule. So remember to use present simple after these conjunctions. Take some notes in your copybooks. And now let's practice this grammar rule. Open the brackets. When I school, I'll go to my grandparents in the countryside. When. This is also a situation to use present simple. Let's see the sentence with open brackets. When I finish school, I'll go to my grandparents in the countryside. The next one. Uncle Tudor will not visit his relatives in Romania until the crops. So we have the conjunction until. Let's see the sentence with the open brackets. Uncle Tudor will not visit his relatives in Romania until he gathers the crops. Your elder brother, Costel, will certainly help you if you to ask him. So here we have if. Of course, if you ask him. Next, after you to study your family tree, you to find out where you descend from. So what is the key word in this sentence? Of course, is after. So let's see the sentence. After you study your family tree, you will find out where you descend from. In case a child to become an orphan, a family to adopt him. So the conjunction here is in case. So let's see. In case a child becomes an orphan, a family will adopt him. And the last sentence. I hope my cousin to reach the station before the train to arrive. So let's look here. I hope my cousin will reach the station before the train arrives. Okay, so I guess this is all for this lesson, and let's see what we have done together. We have read 3 tongue twisters with the sound of the, like mother, gather. We have learned conversational formulas when asking for permission, for example, may I or can I, this is informal. We have learned new vocabulary about family, like to grieve, for example, that we have found in the text about Margaret's letter. We have read a text for comprehension and we have done practical tasks. And we have learned how to use present simple after conjunctions like if, as soon as, when, and till. I hope this lesson will be helpful to you. See you next time.